Good day. Before we start Monsoon Live, I want to take a moment to honor my uncle. My uncle passed away this past Monday, and he was a great man, a loving man who served his country in Vietnam. He was also a loving father, uncle, grandfather, brother, and son. We said our goodbyes this past Thursday, and now I ask for the Monsoon Live universe to pause for a moment, and in true Monsoon Live tradition, we will toll the bells 10 times for my late uncle. Uncle Billy, we love you, and we miss you. Thank you. And now, Monsoon Live. Here we go. From Wayne to Wallingford to Bridge Street, welcome to Monsoon Live right here on YouTube. I am Jeffrey Monsoon Mysick, and we are coming to you live atop Lancaster Avenue right here in Wayne, Pennsylvania. And we got a jam-packed show for you. The Hot Rod, Rowdy Piper, kicking us off on our first show back. Thank you to everybody for your love and support. It is just the outflowing. Thank you, guys. It was great. And let's get right to it. We got a jam-packed show. First up, the Monsoon Live Weather Center. It is currently 66 degrees outside right here in beautiful Wayne, PA. And get ready. Today is the last day of the really nice weather because we're cranking up the heat. Today, mostly sunny skies. Temperatures in the low to low 70s. Feels very good as I drink my Wawa tea. Tonight, clear, cool, 49. Tomorrow, sunny, nice, 77. We'll do one better. Monday, Memorial Day, as the parade goes up Lancaster Avenue here in Wayne, 85 degrees. The heat returns on Tuesday as the heat wave begins, a possible heat wave. 88, 91 on Wednesday, and then a cool down for the week. But that is the weather forecast, courtesy of the Monsoon Live Weather Center. You know, we're getting into the big. There we go. I had it loaded up. Foo Fighters are going to be playing a lot today. So, let's get right to the news. It's been 2 weeks. We're going to try to cover some of the big stories that occurred over the last 2 weeks right here on Monsoon Live. First up, Amtrak. On May 12th, the Amtrak train 188 derailed at Frankfort Junction when it was going over 100 miles an hour, killing 8, injuring 200. We know that. But now reports are saying that human error was the cause of the derail. We'll have to wait for the official report that will come later next year. But I can tell you this. It is safe to take the trains and the buses. I take the train that's right out here. And hopefully, whatever caused this horrible tragedy will be repaired and it will be dealt with. And if it was a human error, hopefully that engineer, I hate to say it, might need to be fired or suspended or removed from that and maybe placed as, say, a conductor or somebody just taking tickets. Now it's on to the political stuff. That was a big news day of the week, and also trade deals were struck also in Congress this past week. This past Tuesday was primary day in the state of Pennsylvania. Whoop, whoop. I was number 4 in my precinct. You know, it's kind of bad. You go to work. You work all night. What do you do before you go to bed? I'm just going to walk to my precinct and vote. So, if you voted, thank you. If you didn't vote, you got November. But I wanted to cover 2 big election results. Not to say that all the races aren't big, but these 2 struck out as big. The race for Philadelphia mayor, as probably none of you know, Michael Nutter is term limited, which means he's done after this year. And Michael Nutter, who will step down next year, had to get ready to see who his successor was, as 5 candidates, if you count Elm Street, battled for it. And it looks like former city councilman Jim Kenney will become the mayor, most likely because Philadelphia is heavily Democratic. And thanks to the great work here at Monsoon Live, only here can we get you this. I mean, honestly. The last Republican mayor was 74 years ago when Bernard Samuel became mayor following the death of the previous mayor in August of 1941. So most likely, Mr. Kenney will win. It'll probably be a landslide again. By the way, you had to take all his opponents and lose a couple of his votes to actually beat him. He whooped all their butts. So the other election result, it's a kind of personal one for me. It was State Representative Thaddeus Kirtland defeating incumbent mayor of Chester, John Linder, by over 1,000 votes in the Democratic race. He will face Republican Wendell Butler, who was the mayor of Chester before Mr. Linder defeated him. I just want to say something about John Linder. Mayor Linder, it's kind of funny. A group of us would go out from my church to dinner or to lunch, and he would be sitting there. I look over, he'd see me. I knew it was the mayor of Chester. And I was all in awe because he was my professor in college, and I really liked him. Mr. Linder was a great professor. And all the work that he's done in Chester, I mean, Chester's a hard city, and we got to start praying for the churches and for the leaders of Chester that change will come. And it takes it, you got to take it to the streets. And Professor Mayor Linder did so much, and I like to tell this story. I like to tell a story that we're sitting at the Upland Diner, a group of us. I look over, there's Mayor Linder. He takes the moment to say hi to a lot of the folks there. The first person he says hi to was me, because he sat right next to me. I was like, Mayor Linder, Jeff, and he remembers all of his students. So whatever Mayor Linder does next year, God bless him. And that's and he's a Democrat. I don't care. You're a Republican or Democrat. I don't care. He's a good man. Other news: Tom Brady challenged his suspension. We'll see how that goes. Bullshit. Told you it goes. And it was the end of an era. We're going to move this on. We're going into end of era stuff. As David Letterman, the man, let's put it on. The Foo Fighters, Everlong, wrapped up helped him wrap up his final show. David Letterman, after 33 years, he said farewell to his crew, his show, his staff. He did the final. His final top 10 things we always wanted to say to Dave, and he said farewell to his audience. You know, I always tell people they're a big name. I've watched the late night stuff. I'm still not a fan of certain individuals on late night. I'm okay with Jimmy Kimmel. I'm okay with whatever. Oh God, the guy. I'm sure he'll come to me. I want to say Jimmy Stewart, but I know Jimmy Fallon. Sorry, I tell you, I work at night, people. Okay, I gotta catch the rerun. That's what happens when you get to no sleep. I'm a good fan. I like Jimmy Fallon. And Conan I've watched too. But when it comes to the Tonight Show, there was always Johnny Carson. And then when Leno came on, I wasn't a really big fan of Leno. Sorry to all those who like Leno. Sorry. But I was also a fan of David Letterman, and I love his top 10. Top 10 things you would say to your wife. Top 10. And he was a little bit of an inspiration to me. And the transition that we're going through with this show, Dave, watching Letterman, I was like, dude, I would love to do that. I mean, think about it. The host of The Tonight Show. Okay, great. He didn't get it. But you know what he did? He went over, told NBC, suck it, and I'm going to go over to CBS. And he grew on. Paul Schaefer, great musician, great composer, the music is amazing. And I want to wish David Letterman and the whole cast and crew good luck. And Dave, enjoy your retirement. A new era will take over on Tuesday, September 8th. Sorry, Mom, that is your birthday. As Stephen Colbert will take over. And it will be an interesting ride for that one. I mean, another thing. Some boxing news. We got to talk about this. Last night, ESPN Friday Night Fights, 17 years, wrapped up as well. And that was a home for great boxers. Jason Litsu, I like to bring that up. Robert Guerrero comes up to mind. Adrian Bonner comes up to mind. So many of the great fighters that I've seen on TV. Harry Joe Yorgi was on ESPN Friday Night Fights. Arturo Gotti, Mickey Ward, ladies and gentlemen, they were on Friday Night Fights as well. So, and Peter Manfredi was also on there. And that wrapped up after 17 years. ESPN said goodbye to Friday Night Fights. So, I like to, we're going to go into a segment that I like to call My Notes. These are random notes from the week or 2 weeks. And I just want to talk about some stuff that's happened. We are gearing up for Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start of summer. Whoopee! And it's also a time of, school's out, you wrap everything up, you put a nice little bow on it for the school year and move on. We've had some great folks in our lives who have come in and out of my life and who are now coming back. I'm proud to say that Kyle Young, who's our Hall of Famer, he's coming back. And Rachel Barnes is back. A couple of my friends. Summer is a time of reflection as well. You prepare for the fall, but you get to enjoy your summer. And I want to hope all of you take some time this summer to relax. But before we go into the heart of summer, we have Memorial Day. Right outside this window will be the annual Memorial Day parade here in Wayne, Pennsylvania. I like it. It's a great parade. You hear the bands, music. I literally don't have to go outside. I can just lift the window, go, and I get a bag of popcorn and sit out here with my tea. It's Wawa, okay? I think everything in this apartment is almost Wawa. And I really enjoy it. But it's also a time to honor those who have served their country, who have gave the ultimate price. I like to ask that you take a moment this weekend to, if you get a chance, to visit a memorial site for fallen heroes, and say a prayer or lay a flower. Or if you see a veteran, say thank you for serving our country. Memorial Day is a time to reflect. It is a time to honor. It is a time to call the nation together as one. This Memorial Day, as the parade goes up, I will take my part as well. I will do what I always do. Watch the parade and salute our veterans. And I will thank our veterans and thank you those who serve. Without them, I would not be here doing this job. I would not be able to have a job at Wawa. And it is a great privilege. And that is what Memorial Day means to me. What does it mean to you? Let me know. Well, folks, that's our show, and we'd like to say we'll see you next week as we wrap up May and look towards Monsoon Live's epic summer. Foo Fighters, take us out. We'll see you next week. Later days, guys. Woo! 15 minutes. Can't believe it. Bye.